and welcome everybody to another episode of Voice Acting Coaching. I hope you all have been well. I am very excited. We have a fun character and some fun lines of dialogue to play with today. So I'm going to let our new guest introduce themselves so you can get to know them, and then we'll get started. Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Veronica, she, her. I am very excited to be here, to do this training. I've been looking forward to it. I've been a voice actor for about, I would say a few years on and off kind of situation. Yeah. So I would call myself still aspiring. So still need a lot of learning and training, but we're getting there. We're slowly getting gigs. We're slowly getting some stuff under the belt. So we're pretty good.
Amazing. I love to hear that. And it's one of those things, acting is a funny world. Theater acting, like camera acting, voice acting. Acting's a funny world because it's like, I feel like everybody is aspiring because everybody wants to do it, because we're all like, can we just do this full time, please?
Yes,
that's all we want to do, literally.
Yes. I'm an accountant, so it's not fun. I wouldn't mind.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. By day an accountant, by night an actor.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it is, actually.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm excited to play with this today. For anyone who doesn't know that may be listening or watching, and for Veronica, since this is their first time here, the very simple way that this is going to work is to start us off. I'm going to ask you to, you picked a couple character lines. I'm just going to ask you to perform one of them for me, and we will work specifically with that line for a little while. But I'm not going to give you any concepts or ideas or directions before you say it. And so I'll have you perform it, and then I'll ask you about the character you've created. What do they look like? What are their personality, etc., etc. Okay?
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and perform a line of dialogue for me.
All right. Sounds good. We're going off on like a...
That's right. Let's do it. You got it.
All right. Go ahead. Scream. Cry, beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh, okay. I love this line. This is one of my favorite ones I wrote, and you did it really? So well. Oh my God. Thanks. You did it excellent. So tell me a little bit about the character you've created, and all the notes we have here. What is the scene like, etc., etc. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to do something like aggressive, tough. So I made this character. Her name is Rhea Valen.
Love
I don't know,
it.
I thought it was like a cool name. Rhea is tall. She's an athletic woman with a sharp emerald green eyes and short tousled black hair streaked with silver. Like just badass, kind of situation. I hope I can say that. But
yes, you can.
Okay. She has like a thin scar running from her left cheekbone. She wears dark leather jackets, with a belt full of throwing knives and worn pair of combat boots. So she's tough,
Yes, I love this. And tell me about her 3 personality traits. What are her core things?
Yes, so she is fiercely protective.
Love
she
it.
is quick-witted and sarcastic.
Love it.
And she's relentlessly determined. Like she needs to do what she needs to do.
Okay. Now for this scene in particular, what was your concept or idea? What is happening?
Well, I was just thinking, if it's like such like a tough woman, she needs to be in a tough situation, right? So she's like standing over her enemy. The blood is like dripping from her knuckles. It's like a rage outside. And then like her plan, so with the dialogues that I've chosen, like her plan actually spiraled into chaos. And then she blames the person for it to go south. And so she's angry. She's mad. She's like, how dare you?
I love this. Okay. So there's a couple of things we do. I always have folks fill out this sheet for me because I want to get into the lifeblood of who you are and where you are and what's happening. So we have determined, or rather you have determined, that Rhea here is, you've said it multiple times, strong. She is confident, right? She's aggressive. She is someone that you don't fuck with, frankly.
Yes. Exactly.
So, what I want to do is we're going to come back to the scene for a second because that will be important. But take one of these adjectives about her personality. Whatever you want. It can be something you've pre-written. It can be something that while we're talking about it, you're just like, this fits her perfectly. And I want you to think about it. And I'm going to have you perform the line again. But before you do it, I want you to take a second and try and embody whatever that adjective means. Just go full force into it. So don't tell me what it is. I'll ask after. But pick it for yourself. And then when you're ready, go for it.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh, that one got a little sauce on it. Okay. So what was the adjective?
I was doing a quick-witted, sarcastic kind of like feeling right there.
That's where the sauce came from. Yup. Because I was sitting there and I was like, the first one was very like punchy. It was very forceful. It was very, I'm angry. And this one I was like, there's something on here. There's something, she's not quite as angry anymore. There's a bit of her that has like spite in it. So,
yes.
Yeah, I love this. I could tell the sarcasm. That was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, it was so good. If you had to sit for a second and think about those two performances, right? How do you feel like you changed it? Or how does it feel like it changed from the first go at it versus going straight for that sarcastic energy?
Yeah, well, the first time I tried, like you mentioned, like punchy. I tried to be like, like tough, like how dare you, like, you know, like kind of the tough atmosphere, right? Kind of like feeling. The second one, I tried to give it a little bit more of sarcasm. So kind of like that little personality trait where she's like, you know what? Like, I love the sound of a pig squealing. And you know, that kind of bit. Yes. So I tried to embody that kind of more of the sarcasm the second time.
I like that. Okay, so let's try this time. I want to go for, the first one was a little punchy, right? I would argue maybe that's your angry, that's your fierce, that's your like really aggressive one. The second one you did was more on the sarcastic side, the quick-witted side. Let's try, we're kind of going through these personality traits here, the 3 core that you picked. Let's try the determined one. What do you think this line would perform like if maybe there's a little anger, maybe there's a little sarcasm, but the main focus here is that she is determined to see this threat through. Like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I think with determined, I don't know. I think I have to try it. I can't even explain it. I just have to do it.
That's what we like here, is you just fucking go, and then we'll talk about it after. So whenever you're like, all right, you know what, fuck it, I'm determined, then you do it. Whenever you're ready, and then we'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh. That was way more pointed than the sarcastic one. Oh my gosh. How did that feel? How did that change for you?
I try to make it have like a more like an end goal. Like she's just like, go ahead, like do it. Like, I don't care, do it. Like, I don't know, like determined.
Yeah. No, I heard it because the first one, so these 3 different things that we've been doing here, right? The first one, when we tend to do angry and we tend to do like, I'm mad, I'm going to do this thing. Angry tends to be a little erratic. It tends to be a little uncontrollable, right? It's fiery, it's upbeat, it's going everywhere. And then sarcasm isn't quite contained, but it's a bit more like aloof than angry is. You care a little less than you do with the anger. And determined, the way that it changed this time, and why I said it was pointed, and why you're like, yeah, I was trying to be like, go ahead. It came across because the thing with determined is you can have the passion that anger has, but it's no longer like firing out everywhere.
Yeah, it's not everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, it's contained, it's specific. So I think you did that really well. I liked that.
Thank you.
So what I want to do here is I want to build out the scene. Let's talk about what is happening right here, right now. So you created this beautiful scene, which is like she was here, and I believe you mentioned that people have either betrayed her or her plan did not go according to the way she thought it would. Okay. So let's be specific about this for a second. I want you to tell me, is this a battlefield? Are there people dead all over the place? Are we in the medieval ages? Like, is this Tron? Are we spinning around with colors? Like, is this cyberpunk? What exactly is happening? What is this?
Well, for me, I'm actually like looking at it as if she's like not a spy, but kind of like almost like, you know, a drug heist. Like, you know, one of those situations. So she has to she has a goal. She needs to go and like get this like, I don't know, mafia or whatever, like get the leader out, like knock them out, you know, because they're betraying her company's whatever customers or something like that. And so that was like kind of the concept. It's not like medieval or old times, it's like modern times where she has to think of a plan. And her plan was like, okay, this person's right here. I'm going to go knock him out. You know, we're gonna like, knock him out, and then we're gonna get all of our goods or all the stuff that they stole from us. But then something happened. I don't know exactly what, but like either the plan went to chaos. That's what we're gonna figure out.
That's what we're gonna figure out, because for anyone who is newer to the scene or maybe don't have a lot of acting coaching, your best friend is specificity. The more specific you can be about what exactly is happening, who you are exactly talking to, which we'll get to in a second, and who you are as a person, like character-wise, the better and the stronger your acting performance will be. So I love this. I love like drug heist energy, modern day. She had a plan, almost Hitman-esque, where she was like, we take this guy out, we take the drugs, we leave. And that was kind of the goal, right? So what went wrong? This is what we're going to figure out right here, right now. If she is is she in charge of the plan? Was she the one who made the plan?
Yes, she is the leader. Like, she's the leader of the group or the heist, whoever. She's the leader. Okay, so she's the leader. She made the plan. So this is what we can determine now, and we can play with it a little both ways if we don't know for sure. Do we think that it went wrong because her plan was incorrect? Or do we think it went wrong because somebody betrayed her? Do we think it went wrong because there's no drug money and there was supposed to be drug money here? Ooh, that was a good one.
Right? What do you think, or what do you want to play with, we can always change it later, went wrong this time?
You know, like, I like that, where it's like she wanted the drugs there, or like, you know, over there, but they come here and all of a sudden the enemy moved them. It's not the same location. So they come there, like they went all head in, they finally knocked him out, they go and there's nothing there. And they're like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, are you serious? And so she blames like the enemy. It's like, how dare you take them out?
Yes. Okay, then let's run with that for a second. This line, she's come in, she's like, all right, we get in here, we knock him out, we get the drugs, we go. You've done that. There's no drugs, right? Who's she saying this to?
I would say she's saying this to like the enemy. Honestly, I don't know. Like, see, that's the thing I need to figure out. She's saying this specifically to the enemy, or she's saying it to like, I don't know, like somebody else. But I think it's more towards the enemy. Like, it's like you're squealing, you know, like we're here. Like, we beat you at your own game, even though, like, you didn't get the stuff, but we beat you.
Okay, let's run with it. It's always good to try and practice and go with those instincts. So we think it's the enemy. So the situation then has become, she has a plan. She's the leader. We were supposed to go in here, get the drugs, get the hell out. You show up. There's no drugs. You are yelling this at the guy who's your enemy in this room. Maybe you've maybe you knocked him out and tied him to a chair or some shit. Maybe you just hit him in the face and then the drugs weren't there, and so now you're yelling at him. But regardless, this is the enemy guy who was supposed to have your drugs and does not have your drugs.
No. How dare he?
Exactly.
This is mine.
Exactly. All right? So take a second before you do the line, whatever you need to do, whether you need to close your eyes, whether you need to breathe, whatever it is, and put yourself in that place and realize who you are talking to. And visualize them and say it to him directly. Okay? Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. You know what? I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Oh my gosh. Before I commentate, how did that feel for you this time around?
It felt good. It felt like I'm really putting it in there. Like, I'm like, you know what? Go ahead.
What were you thinking as this character talking to him? This is the words you had to say, but if you had to describe your thoughts in this moment, yelling this at this man, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, it's like, you know what? Go ahead. You can scream. You can cry all you want. Nobody's coming to save you. Like, you know what? We're going to get the information. Like, we're going to steal this information from you where it went. Like, where are the packages?
Beautiful. I love that, right? Because there are the words that we have to say that are on the script that come out of our mouths, but the character we're playing is having a million thoughts at once, right? And so pinpointing some of the other thoughts can help us continue to say our line, because we're like, all right, I'm not just saying, oh, I'm gonna threaten him by saying I love you squealing and go ahead and beg for your life. No, I know I'm gonna be even scarier because what I'm actually thinking is no one will hear you. Like, you are dying here, right? So just because you're not saying, hey, you should be scared, no one's gonna hear you, you're gonna die tonight, you are thinking this, you know?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So it adds another level to the words that you are saying to this man. On my end, from what I heard as like the listener and the audience, oh my gosh, this character's whole personality came out. It is like we combined the 3 original personality traits, and it was amazing because we now had a character who was angry, was determined to get the answers, and was a little bit like, you know what, fuck you, you know what, like, there's a little attitude in there. There's a little spice.
Yeah, I added a little bit of wording. I felt natural because I'm like, I love it. Like, no, that's way too like.
Yeah.
Quick. I'm like, you know what? I love this.
Yes. And it worked brilliantly. Those are the kind of things we want, because that means you're putting yourself in the shoes of this character. You're like, I am this person, and if I was in this place, I'd be like, no, you know what? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Fabulous. Okay, so we've got the space. We know what's happening. We know who we're talking to. What are we gonna do? Get more specific. The best thing we can do. So,
okay.
How long have you been the leader of these people trying to steal these drugs?
Ooh, you know what? I would say I'm a newly leader. And this was supposed to be a very important as me being a leader. And then it failed. And so I am just pissed. Yes.
I love this. Okay, so when you say it's important for you, you're a new leader, is this like, how did you get this position? Is this the original leader is like, I'm trusting you with this new privilege and this new opportunity, don't fucking let me down? Or is this,
exactly.
Okay, is that what it is?
That's exactly what I was thinking, yes. I was thinking, she's been so good, like, as one of, in this clan, in this mafia, whatever it could be, right? She's, like, been so great, so determined. And the leader's like, you know what? I see it. I see her qualities. Like, you know what? This is your first job as a leader, and you're gonna go, like, on this mission. And so it was gonna be so important. But also, because it's her first time leading, could be why it wasn't so great. It wasn't all perfect. It's her first time. So she's like pissed because not only did they fail, but also it's like she let them down. Like this was supposed to be important.
Okay, I like
that's
this.
how I see it.
I like it. Okay,
We're gonna have to create a whole movie now.
Oh yeah, whole movie. Listen, every time I do one of these, it's movie written, done.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. There's something you said that I think is going to change the way this is done, and I want to focus on it a little bit.
Okay.
So before I say what it was, I'm just going to note ahead of time, it is okay if we try something or we do an exercise and you perform it and you go, I don't like that. That did not work. I don't think that works. That's fine. That's why we play and that's wwhy we practice. Awesome. There's something you said, which was, the very last thing you said was, she also didn't want to let them down. She didn't want to let her people down. That's a different emotion than we've been playing with. That is a very different emotion than what we've been playing with. And what I want to do is I want to try and hone in and get specific about what that emotion is. And I'm not going to have you tell me what it is yet. I want you to take a second to think about it. What word or phrase or what would you describe it as? And then when you feel like you have it, I want you to try to do this line of dialogue, same context, same person you're saying it to, but try to do it with that emotion in your forefront. Even if it's a little weird and it doesn't quite fit, I want to bring that emotion to the head and try and push back some of these other ones that are pulling forward.
Okay.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I need to think on this.
Yes, take a second,
Okay.
right? And the reason why I said it's okay if it feels weird and it doesn't go well is because sometimes, right, we might go, well, that emotion feels like I would cry. I'm not going to cry for this line, right? Sometimes it's weird because we're like, this is angry, but the emotion you're telling me to do is sad. How do I do this sad? Try not to think about it too much. Just try to embody it, okay?
Will do.
All right, you got this.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. You know what? I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Oh, damn. Okay. Holy shit. I felt like we just went from an anime action movie to a drama. Like that felt like, because there was this, because it went from like, go ahead, motherfucker, like scream. I'm going to get this job. I can't believe you messed up this job, to like, I'm still in charge. I'm still gonna look good. I'm still gonna make sure that I look good in front of my man. Yes. I could feel that in your voice and in the little bit of like a scratch and a waver that you had, where it was like, I need to be in charge right now in front of all of my men, but goddamn, do I want to like have a meltdown?
Yeah.
How did that feel for you? Tell me about it. What were you thinking?
It felt good. It felt like more raw emotion, you know? Like I tried to put in disappointment, like that in herself. So that's what I was trying to put in, disappointment in herself. And so she's breaking, like she's upset, she's breaking, but she's trying to like put it towards him, but not herself. So she's like, you know what? Cry! Like, because I'm about to cry, but you cry.
Yes! Oh my goodness, I heard it. It was fantastic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we have that performance done where you're focusing on that disappointment in yourself. We've done the other emotions as the focus. We're gonna throw that emotion in with the others so we have all of these making a little circle and a little ball, right?
Okay.
And what I want this time is I want to pretend there is nobody else in this room but you and him. There is no, like, in fact, no one will ever know you made a mistake if you kill this man and find the drugs before anyone learns of it. Because it's just you and him. And we have a bunch of emotions that are floating around. I don't ever want you to feel like you need to be like, okay, I gotta do this and I gotta do that and I gotta do this. Just kind of let them be there and see what performance comes out with the new context, okay?
Okay.
All right, take a second and whenever you're ready, go for it.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. You know what? I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh, what did that one feel like?
It felt a little bit like, because there's nobody else there, so you're just like hamming him down, and you're like, you know what? Scream. I don't care. I don't care.
How did that change the energy and the space that you went into that performance with?
I would say a bit more intimate, because before she had to have this tough act, and like even if with a disappointment, she still had to keep it up. With this, I tried to have more of like even more raw emotion, where it's like, you know what? Go ahead. Scream. Like you can do it because no one's gonna hear you. It's just you and me because you're about to die.
Yes!
Like that kind of. I tried to put that. I don't know if it perfectly happened, but that's what I tried to embody.
Yes, I could feel the change in the oh my goodness, what's the word?
In the range, I guess. I don't know.
the only word in my head is presence, and it is not the word I want.
But it kind of works.
It kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. I could feel that this is not quite what we did, but oftentimes what you will do in scenes like this is the size of the room changed. So, like, when you're doing the lines the other time, in our version, instead of the size of the room, it's the amount of people that are here with you. But when you, like you said, when you were doing the lines and there were other people in this space, it's got to be a little louder. It's got to be a little bit more of a performance. It's got to be a little bit like I'm here and I'm in charge. But as we took all those extra people away, it felt like there was a layer, as if the room got smaller and it was intimate, where it just kind of went, all right, it's you and me, right? And like the vocal tone gets a little softer and it gets a little lower. Yeah, it was very cool.
Maybe I can try even more softer. Like, what if I try almost whispering?
Go for it. No, whisper it. Go for it. Run with the instincts, always. I'm waiting.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
I love the pitch you're at. I love the softness you're at. Put it into the words. We're still giving this sort of like, I'm performing because these words are very strong words, right? This is a threat. This makes us, when we read them, when we perform them, want to be like, I've got tension and I'm powerful and I'm angry. If you're going soft, you're going quieter, you're going intimate, take it down with you. Those words no longer have that power. Make them softer.
Okay.
You can do this.
Okay. Got it. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
There it is. Okay, so the change of what you were doing before, which is we get a little caught up in the emphasis, right? Especially with all those commas of being like, there's so many commas, there's so much punctuation, everything is an exclamation point, that we're a little stuck in like, scream is an important word, and cry is an important word, and beg is an important, and we're
beg, like bold letters, beg.
Right, exactly. But this time around, and there's still a little bit of room to play here, because I want to try and play with this softness. I really like this idea that you've had. You had it, surprisingly, on what I think is the hardest part. You clicked into the softness for beg for your life. We're still a little forward. We're still a little forceful for that first section, go ahead, scream and cry. And but once you got to beg for your life, the previous ways you have been doing it were like, beg for your life. And there's almost as if the phrase I like to say is tasting your words or eating your words. An acting teacher told me that once. And that is sort of what happens when we can, like, a lot of times with anger, right? We're being like, beg. And we're using every single fiber and muscle. So once you got to beg for your life, it was beautiful. And we were there because it was like you turned that off. It's like you all of a sudden went, beg for your life. Like, I'm barely moving anything I have, right? So let's try and go with that energy. We're going to do an exercise here to try and get this to click for the rest of the sentence. First, what I want you to do, and anyone who has seen the series before will know versions of this exercise. It's something that I do, which is like extreme and then like extremes on both ends, and then we find a neutral place. So what I want you to do is I want you to perform this line over enunciating or over tasting or over like spitting your words way more than you should. Like, I should barely understand what you're saying because you are going so hard on like the go ahead. Like, give me all of it. All right. And if you don't give me all of it. I want you to like chew on the words so you have so much like spit and stuff in your mouth. And if you don't go hard enough, I will make you go harder. Just a fair warning.
So I have to go.
You gotta go. You can do this. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Okay, we're gonna go again. hit those sounds, right?
Okay.
It's not scream, it's scream. Hit all of those consonants. Okay. Hit all of them. It's beg. Like add the extra g on the end. Give me life. Give me all of them, okay?
Okay.
You got this. Go.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
There it is. One more time. Even more.
Even more.
Even more. You got it. Go. You got it.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
One more time. Even harder. Go. You got it.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Yes! Now take it all away. Okay. There are no consonants. There are no vowels. Lose all of it. All of it is... Go ahead. Mumble it. Barely move your mouth.
Hard. Okay.
You can do it. Go. Go.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Even more. I want it to be mumbled. You barely move in your mouth. I barely want to hear your words. Go for it.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
One more time. You barely know what consonants and alphabets are. You can do it.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Excellent. Don't think about anything. Just perform it naturally. Go.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
There it is! Let's go! Let's go! Oh my gosh. Take some water. Take some water while I spiel.
I'm screaming. My voice is a little,
So I'll talk a little bit about what I heard and what this exercise does. Basically, I do different variations of this depending on what we're working on it, where you go way too much, over the top, super crazy, then you go immediately into nothing. There's nothing there. I have nothing whatsoever. And then I just have you go at neutral without thinking. The reason for this is because when we have pre-done dialogue, pre-done sentences, they're already written, we need to say the thing, our brain clicks into a pattern of this is the way I say the thing. And it does not want to change. And it's very hard to get it to change. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to force your brain to go, oh, I guess I can add a little more. And then I go, no, more. And then you go, well, okay. And then I keep pushing you. And you go, all right, fine. All right, fine. You want more? I'll show you more. And you do this crazy stuff. And then I go, take it all away. And you're like, okay, all right, I'm not sure how to take all that away. And then I go, no, further. And your brain's like, okay, I have nothing. And then I'm like, no, more. And your brain's like, fine, I have nothing, okay? And it does that. And so what we're doing, when you go back to the neutral and you just think and perform, your brain is going, well, this was way too much. And this was definitely not enough. So it tries to find the middle ground of where do I need to emphasize and where do I need to let go? And where do I need, depending on what we're working on, right? If it's an emphasize exercise, if it's a pitch exercise, whatever it is, it's trying to find that neutral ground. And that's why we do this, is because if I just tell you to do specific words or do it more this way or do it more that way, it's going to be really hard to consistently do that because your brain's already decided the way that it sounds. And it doesn't want to listen to me.
Interesting. I've never heard of that exercise. It's kind of genius, honestly. Wow.
I just think it's so much fun. And it's really cool because brains form patterns. And the best thing you can do is retrain your brain into the pattern you want. And so from an audience perspective, what changed this time around was we perfectly hit the place where you had a deadly, scary, sincere, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you energy. Like, it was scary.
Nice.
And the hard one here, I think, is, like I said, the go ahead, the scream, and the cry, because we want to put so much force in there. Beautifully, when you did your neutral, there was force, right? There was force in that go ahead, but it wasn't, like, pushy. It wasn't punchy. It was like, fucking do it. I dare you.
Yeah.
And it was still soft, and then your beg for your life was gorgeous and low and soft. Another thing this did, it made you slow down, which makes it a lot scarier, because it's no longer like, yeah, do it. I dare you. I'm going to do it. It's like, do it. Right? And you're giving him the chance.
I dare you.
Yes. Yeah. It was beautiful. And then the contrast between that front half in that neutral state being a little softer, being a little scary, being a little intimidating is the word I would use. Once you got to that last sentence, all of a sudden, you were like, I love the sound. And something in your brain clicked. I swear I could see it in your eyes, where your brain went, oh, yeah, I fucking do love the sound. and you went from soft to you went pig squealing. Like, there was a huge emphasis on the word in squeal, to the point where, because you hadn't emphasized anything else, you emphasizing that word was like, oh, okay, all right, back up. It was amazing.
Wow.
How was it for you? Did you feel any of this in the exercise? Was it just weird? And it's always okay to tell me that was weird. I don't get it. It's okay.
No, it was actually great, because, like, when I overemphasized, like, yeah, you know, I overemphasized too much, right? It was way too much. But the thing is, it made me, like, have an idea of which words sounded good overemphasized. But when I mumbled it down super low, it made me understand, like, okay, which ones, like, would actually, like, be nice low. And then you go neutral, your brain automatic is like, well, this one's like, go ahead. And then you kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just like, so, yeah.
I'm so glad. Okay, so I think that performance was fantastic. I think it was very definitive and beautiful. Is there anything you want to try with this character, with this line of dialogue, before we do other exercises? Like, is there anything, whether it's like, well, I usually have trouble doing this kind of emotion, or people usually tell me I talk too fast, or I don't do this, or whatever, or something specific with this character? Is there anything you want to try and work on?
Oh, well, I guess it's just trying to get the emotions, because sometimes, like you said, more pushy. I can be like, I'll read something, I'm like, okay, I have to be like strong, you know, embody this, and then be like, you know what, you know, and try to have like this more like a pushy feel, and it feels not natural, you know. It feels like somebody's reading a script, or somebody is just like, you know, just reading straight out without the emotion. So I'm trying to like bring in more of that like subtle emotions, which is not like pushy or hard or, you know, badass, but it's more like subtle, soft, but like also having that embodiment of like, you know, don't mess with me.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to throw at you something that I am notorious for, and I love with all my heart and soul. It's bringing physicality and physical movements when we do this kind of work.
Okay.
Yes. So what I think it helps channel the emotions personally. I'll use stuff I do as an example. I tend to be a horror performer. So a lot of the performances I have to do are like being scared shitless, right? Or crying or something, right? And it's fun, but it's also like, how do you tap into being terrified? So that's one of the things. We're going to work with it with the emotions that would fit this character, right? Which are the ones you're talking about, like, yes, I'm angry, but there's a genuine sort of like pain, there's a genuine like frustration, there's a disappointment, all those things in there. But a lot of the times, the way that we connect with this is by having our body remember what those emotions feel like to us. And that's how we're able to perform them authentically and safely. So I'm going to ask you, and you can give as much detail as you feel comfortable giving to me and to the public. Think of a time when you felt this kind of an emotion. Whether you want to hone in on like genuine hatred and rage, whether you want to hone in on like the genuine disappointment, whatever that is for you, pick a moment where you're like, oh my God, I remember like this, I don't know, bitch in 5th grade stole my whatever. And I remember I wanted to like beat her. Like, yes, whatever it is for you. I'm not going to ask you what it is because that's for you and you alone. But take a second before you do this line. And I want you to genuinely like breathe as if you are back there. Don't put yourself back there if it's traumatic. We're not trying to bring up old crazy bullshit. I am not a therapist. But breathe in that space. Remember not just what you were thinking, right? Remember how your body felt when you felt that emotion. And then I'll ask you what your body felt like after you do this performance in that space.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh. What was that? What did your body feel like for that?
It's like there's a saying your heart's in your feet. Like where your heart dropped. I tried to have like the embodied, when you think of something scary, like my mom just died, and you're like,
yes,
boo. And so I had to do something traumatic. And I'm like, boo, like my heart fell to my feet, and I'm just like trying to be like all of it, the anxiety, the upset, like all of it, and I'm trying to like put that out there.
Yes, and that's the thing, right? Is like, when we play with this kind of thing, in order to play it in like a safe way and to harness these emotions, we want to work on that feeling. And when we're in that space, recognizing what do the individual parts of me feel like in this moment. So for an example, when a lot of people are angry, the number one thing that everyone always says, if I ask them, what does your body feel like when you are pure, genuinely angry, no other emotion, the word that they'll give me is tense. Every part of them, whether they're doing this with their hands, whether they're doing it with their jaw, whether they're trying to like spit the words, they might be doing this because of how much their neck is, right? They're doing this. Yeah. Every part of you, when you are genuinely angry, for most people, some part of your body is tensed. It is like, I need to massage this out because I am upset.
I'm about to.
Yes, exactly, right? Exactly. For some people, when they are angry, it makes them overwhelmed. So they might, instead of feeling the tenseness of this, they might feel like the world's closing in. So for them, their anger is like a, people need to get out of my space type of energy. Like, my body wants to crumple right now. Right? For a lot of people, that's anxiety. They're like, nope, right? They're trying to get a small.
Get away.
Yes, get away. Don't touch me. Get small.
Yes.
And it changes. So I want to play with this a little bit.
Okay.
If you had to give me maybe a few words or an adjective or however you want to describe the emotion that you were going for, not the situation, not whatever the memory was, but just the emotion, what do you think it would be?
I would say, honestly, I don't even know how to say.
It's okay, you can describe it.
I wouldn't say scared. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not scared. Like, I'm not scared, but it's like where it's like, your heart is in your feet. You're like, oh crap. Like.
Right.
Like that kind of like.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to have. Like, this is terrible situation. Like, this is on me. Like, this is awful. Like, how dare you? It's all your fault. Like, I'm about to like get beat because you did this, like that kind of situation.
Almost on the like angry on the verge of tears energy.
Yes, that's what I was trying to do. Like, it just like, ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
it's hard to describe.
No, that's okay. Emotions are always hard to describe.
Yeah, that is true. So
let's try this for a second. If I were to think about what that kind of emotion would do with my body physically, the concept of like heart dropping to your feet is a great concept. personally, if it works for you, keep it. Personally, I think it's a little, like, too far out of a concept. I think we want to hone back a little bit on something you can physically, literally do
right now.
Right now. So maybe if we're trying to channel that emotion, maybe it is something with like a throat or a jaw, right? Maybe it is like when you don't want to cry, you're often like being like, right? Yeah. Really shaky breathing, or you're looking all over the place. Like you don't want to look the person in the face because you're like, if I fucking look at you, I'm going to start crying, right? That kind of energy, even if you're angry. So let's try one of these. You can either choose to tense something to represent the anger, whatever you want to tense. Or you can try the breathing and make your breaths in between these lines and as you're speaking a little bit more shaky and a little bit more like type of energy. Okay? Choose either one or both, whatever you want to do, and see how it feels. And when you're ready, go for it.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Which one are you going for?
The throat. The throat and clenched hands.
Throat and clenched hands? Okay. I want you to up it. If your throat,
even more.
Yeah, if your throat and hands are tense, like don't hurt yourself. Please do not hurt yourself. Audience, do not hurt yourself. But if they are tense, don't let your brain stop it, because your brain is going, people need to understand what I'm about to say, because I'm about to say and perform this dialogue. I don't care if you speak French or whatever for the next 20 minutes. What I want is for that tensity to stay in place. We're going to try one more time like this. If it doesn't work, I'm going to give you a movement, because sometimes movement helps more than just stationary. But go ahead and try it again for me.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Much cleaner. Yeah, that was much more tense. I want to try a movement anyway, because I think it might help a little here. When you are doing this tenseness with your hands, I want there to be, every time you can choose what words you want, but have words in here that are like the key points, where when you say this word, you are literally going to go from like, okay, my hands are tense, to like I'm stretching them out, and then I'm putting them back. And then I'm releasing, and I'm putting it back. So have like one or two places where you release as you say it, and you put them back.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me try.
Yep.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
There we go. There we go. We're going to do this even more, but there's a huge difference, because when we're just trying, this is why I like movement. I just try to start with stationary, but I always end up in moving.
If it works, it works, right?
It works, yes. Because when we're down here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to tense my hands, I'm going to tense my throat. It was like you were performing, and you're like, all right, I've got the tensity, there was a little bit of your voice, and I could feel it. When I had you start doing this, it was no longer just your hands. And I don't know if you recognize it. Your entire body went, fine. And like you curled your whole back, and your neck came forward. And I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want.
Okay. You don't even realize when you're doing it. You're just doing it. Yeah,
and that's how you know. So we're going to do this again. What I want this time is I want you to keep one of these points is going to be that same release, and then you'll bring it back. Your other point, instead of doing that again, is now a shake. Like I'm shaking it out.
Okay.
Okay? It's still a forceful shake. Don't make it dainty. Get rid of that tension, okay?
Yes. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you got it.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry and beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Good, but remember you gotta re-tense to let go.
Yeah, I know.
Try it again, you got it.
Okay. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Ooh, okay. All right. I want you to flip it this time. Whatever your points are, make your shake off that first point and then the release tension your second point. And try that.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Yeah, that slow open release is much better for pig squealing. I liked trying it with the shake because it gave a cool like punch to it, but I think that release is really nice with the word squealing because it lets you hold it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
How did playing with those two feel to you? Did it change anything? What was it like?
Yeah. No, it feels like I'm more like immersed. Like it feels like I'm actually there, and like I feel it also like comes out in the dialogue. It's not like go ahead, scream, cry. It's actually like it's actually like go ahead. Like it's like all of the emotions are actually in there.
Yes, and that's 100% it, right? So we're trying to pull forth those emotions. And this is one of those things where, you know, in your own time, in anyone's listening own time, if they're trying to be an actor, you can play on your own of like, understanding that out-of-body experience of like, okay, well, maybe I'm not good with being sad. The next time like something makes me really sad, if I remember, I'm gonna try and clock how I feel in that moment. And it's not, we have to remember not to quantify it with words. I'm a huge language person. I love using words, but what's important for drawing out that emotion is the body, right? What does my body do when I'm in this emotion? And the more movements you can find, the better off you'll be because movements are super helpful. I often stand to do everything I do just because that's how I am and I get all that in there. But it's possible, as you've shown to us, sitting. Like you can do this sitting. So like fully there. I think one more time I want to run with this. I liked that last performance. I liked the movements we were using, but that shake off at the beginning was a little close to like energy. And I need more of a like, you know what? Let's not make it a shake off. Give me like a big old style of release. Okay. Like you are really letting this shit out.
I gotta like scoop my chair back.
That's fine. Do what you gotta do. Release it, tense it, do the normal release at the end.
Okay.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Yes. That was it. Yeah, because the other one was a little like, go ahead. I was like, too much attitude. We got to take that attitude down.
A little too sassy.
Little too. I believe in your sass. You don't need to work on your sass. Like...
Good.
Yes. No, that was great. Is there anything else you want to try or focus on or something like that?
I think nothing like at the moment that I'm like, you know, the one thing I'm bad at is like one of the emotions is crying, but this character doesn't really go into crying. Like this is not what I'm looking for. But that is one of the emotions I kind of struggle with.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. And you know, we can't necessarily practice it with what we've got today, but you were able to practice the same way I'd teach it to you, which is finding that physical body thing that your body does when you're sad. So that's a way for you to safely, please be careful, practice it on your own time and maybe with other coaches as well. And what I will also say, just for references, is like you can also find out what other people do when they are having this emotion, right? It might not fit for you, but if you try what they do, then you'll know for sure whether or not it's what you do or you don't do. When I do sad things, for me, it's all in it's actually very close to being afraid. It's all in breath for me. Because when I am sad, I'm one of those bitches that starts going like, well, and like I cannot say a
And you
word.
can't breathe.
I'm one of those girlies when I'm sad.
Okay.
So anytime I have to do a sad scene, and if you have to be technical about it because it's hard to just jump right into that kind of a thing, you can get technical with it, right? I might go, all right, I'm having trouble like trying to figure out how to do this breathing to channel sadness while saying all these lines. I might go, I think right in between these two sentences is where I start being like, and then I'm gonna let myself talk a little bit, but maybe on this word's a little hard for me to say. So it's like a I type of energy, and then I'm gonna take that big breath, right? So you can pinpoint it out a little bit if you need that to start with, and then as you go, it'll blend into the piece. But yes.
Okay.
So
nice.
that is everything. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun today.
Yes, thank you so much. It was fun. It was great.
Of course, I'm glad. Thank you to the people watching and listening. I love doing this series. I love just playing and getting to act and having fun. So it's super, super cool. I'm going to have Veronica, I'm going to have you say your name and everything again. And if there's any social media you have that you want people to follow on, you can let them know. But if not, that's cool too. And then what I will have you do is after you are done, you're going to give us your best, greatest, most final performance of this line of dialogue, and that will close us out, all right? So go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, so my name is Veronica Rotar. I have a website called vocalveronica.com, and I also have a social media, vocal.veronica. Yes.
Amazing. All right, Veronica, whenever you're ready, give us this final performance.
Yes. Go ahead. Scream. Cry. Beg for your life. I love the sound of a pig squealing.
Yes, thank you. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.